But anyway, so welcome to the first Tiny Toys Tuesdays. Hopefully, we can do this every Tuesday. Um, Today we're obviously talking about Gitz. Now, this isn't like a full-on review. There's so many content creators out there that do like 2-hour reviews of the Gitz book, right? I want this to be a little bit more concise and just more of a discussion than more than a review. I do recommend if you want to see a full review, um, I recommend Facehammer. They do a great job reviewing, as well as you can never go wrong with Vince, Tom and Tyler from Warhammer Weekly. They also do a great job. So if you guys want like a full-on review of that, I recommend going to those guys. So anyway, so we'll just jump in here. I got Cameron with me. We've already talked about some differences, so we'll see. And this is obviously subjective, right? I did this by myself, tiering these things, so this can obviously change. Obviously, let me know if I'm completely crazy and this is not,
Don't
you know.
don't worry, you're completely crazy. It's okay.
All right, so let's jump in. So tier lists. This is pretty standard what people use for tier lists as far as Warhammer goes. We tier all kinds of aspects, we'll even tier the battle tactics and all that stuff, right? So, um, obviously S. If if this book was an S tier, it would be a consistent 5-0 army, right? That type of thing. So it goes S all the way down to F. Pretty standard. Um, Banners and Feltwater Gods S tier. I think you're right on that. All right. So that's the tier explanation. Okay, so summary, and I'll get your take here in a second, Cameron. But just a summary on this, right? Um, I think I know there's some rumors out there that Gits are broken and they're going to be consistently 5-0, hard to take down. But I disagree with that. I think looking at the book, depending on what subfaction you go with, I think this is a low A to high B. Even in this GHB, I think that this will go 4-1 if you're a good player, and consistently 3-2. I think you get, which honestly is a far better far better score than it used to be, right? So I definitely think that. Cameron, I'll go through all these, and then you can correct me. um, I think the Getz army is the epitome of a rock paper scissors army. I think that um, you're going to have good matchups and bad matchups. I don't think this is like holistically good at everything. I think like it's not very good at magic. I think shooting is going to be a struggle against this army. So I think it's a very rock paper scissors army. This one's definitely subjective, but I think it's 100% fun. I don't think whether you play against this or play as this, I think both sides are going to have fun playing this army. I don't think that it's too egregious. There might be some things that need to get point increases and FAQs, but for the most part, I think this is a very fun battle tome. Cameron, I would just watch chat because once I start going, I can't keep track.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
And
I'm
then,
talking to him already.
yep, all right. And then I think this is a very Johnny book. And for people that don't know, I got this from the Warhammer Weekly show. They're very into this type of archetype type aspect of why you play what you play. So just a real quick explanation. Temi is what a lot of new players, when they get into the hobby, they're very Temi. A very Temi army would be something like Orcs, where it's very smash in your face. I want to do as much damage. Don't care about my score. I just want to have fun. And I think this is some Temi. Spike is going to be one of those where they just want to win. They don't care how they do it. They're going to chase the meta list. They're going to go after that. That's a very Spike type archetype. And then Johnny is very how can we combo this? How can we make a list work that doesn't necessarily isn't necessarily meta? It's got a lot of options, that type of thing. And I think this is a very Johnny book. because of all the options. And now you're not you're not forced into one subfaction. So that's my take on the holistic view of the book. So Cameron, what is your take?
I think that the book itself, I agree with you. It's like a B plus to A minus that has some really really good synergies out there,
Yep.
but there's some things out there where like you can do a cascading effect where things are just going to continue to be dying, and then as soon as some support starts dying, and then everything starts to go into shambles a bit.
Yep. I agree. I agree. I think there's some really heavy support pieces, and I think once those are gone, I do think it's good in this GHB. I think a lot of the special characters are very low wound, no save type deal, and I think they're going to benefit from this GHB. So that's going to be nice.
Oh yeah, this new GHB is like tailor made for them. Protect those small support heroes.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no more bounty hunters. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Bounty hunters for sure. This army struggled against bounty hunters quite a bit. All right. So let's just jump into it. I don't want to go through each and every one of these, right? But just we'll go through ones that catch your eye. Do you have my book here? So, Um, okay, hold on. All right. So we'll just go through these quickly. The Bad Moon Orbit, it's better, but it's not great still. I still think it moving off the table sucks. But it is much better. There are still good ways to manipulate it, so I think that's good.
Yeah,
Um,
the manipulation of it, I think, is really really good, especially with like how
yeah,
low points some of the heroes are.
yeah,
Being able to put where the bad moon is right when you need it to be. I think that's going to be one of the key things people are going to learn how to do.
yeah, and I think Scragrot will be. We'll get to him, but I think he'll be an auto include in most armies, which he has some shenanigans with the where the moon goes, right?
Hmm.
Um, Light of the Bad Moon. Again, we're no longer coaxed into one subfaction. Now the Light of the Bad Moon affects multiple aspects of the army, which are very very good. I think it's a much needed change, and it helps with soup armies. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, you could play like whatever you want in a just a mix of this army, which you couldn't really do in the previous editions.
Yeah, agreed. Hmm.
Now I can throw my spiders uh with my bounders all I want.
Yep, agreed. Heroic actions. One's okay. The Trogg one's okay. Um, the um, the rally one is pretty decent. I don't know how many units are gonna die or take damage in a row, so it could or could not be useful. I do think being able to do two heroic actions now with the new GHB, I think that's going to help this. But I do think the heroic actions, all in all, are a B. I think it's a B. The Trog one pretty. Eh.
I agree that the rallying one is a lot better, but I absolutely love the fact that if you just don't kill one of the trogs, then they're just going to be healing the entire time. They're going to
Mm.
punish you by punching you, and that's all that's in the hero phase. If
Yeah,
you don't kill me, I will punish you.
that's true. That's true. And then Monstrous Rampages. Oh boy. All right. So the 3d6 Squig one, fantastic. It's not as good as Ogre 3d6 charge, but it is amazing. I'm really glad that the Squig got that. And then the other one, what was the other one? I said it was almost useless, but I think it is. Oh, it's the Arachnarok one where you have to roll over the hero's characteristics to slay them. Very situational, and I mean, maybe we'll see it. Maybe.
It's something to keep in your pocket. You could tell your opponent, "Hey, I can do this. It's possible for me to do it. It's not likely, but
But
it's possible."
are you gonna do that versus another monster with rampage though? I
Oh no,
just think
I
it's
just stomp.
yeah, exactly. There's the other monster rampages are so much better. I don't think you get a good.
Hey, if you have 5 giant spiders, you can't stop with all of them.
That's true. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. If you're going strictly a spider build, there are going to be circumstances where you just can't do all of them. So sure, I guess that's the way you could use it. All right. Anything else in the battle trades, Cameron? Anything you wanted to call out on that?
Besides the amazement of, I love the ability to be able to make trolls just really, really punishing towards everything. But yeah, I think we covered it.
We'll go on to the command traits. Again, I kind of summed these up holistically, right? Again, it's not a deep dive, but I think in general the grot traits are S tier. I mean, every single one of these is useful in its own way, and I don't think like it's
Oh yeah,
hard for me to decide which one to take, and that's how you know these are good, right? I
yeah.
just think all of these are so good.
Every single one of them can see like use in a battle. What's your favorite one?
Definitely the claiming hand.
The clammy hand. Everybody loves the clammy hand.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I think
a
I
comeback
think
from the old
it's
one, right?
a little bit, but it's a little different. Like this is crazy that you get to be able to do 2 times for the bring back units. I don't know. Again, I don't know how often you'll use this. I mean, I was looking at the wording. I think you can use this twice on the same destroyed unit. So, like, if someone destroyed all of your Squig herd, for instance, and you want to bring half of them back, I believe you can do this
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
twice with the same unit. I don't
I
like if you
don't think.
fail it. Like if you fail it, right? If you fail the roll, and you don't
Oh
get to bring
yeah,
it back, you can do it again. I don't think it has to be on a different unit.
yeah, I can see
So,
that.
so I think it's actually useful, and for people that roll really bad like me, this climbing hand is pretty good. So that's good. Did you have one that stood out to you, Cameron?
Oh, my absolute favorite one is the fight another day for the loom bosses. You fight them and then they just run away the entire time.
Oh yes, yes. And honestly, you fight, move into something that's more maybe a support or something,
You
right?
have to end farther than 3 inches
Okay,
from
fair.
everybody.
That's fair.
But I just love the idea of getting the Mangler Squid, doing that rampage, moving 3d6, piling 3 inches, hitting someone, and then
And
running
then getting
away
out of there, yeah.
2d6.
I mean, what a
Just,
cool, yeah. That's what a
just,
cool thing.
yeah, just travel the entire board, fight one thing, and then say, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah. For the Trogg traits, I did A+. I think they are all pretty useful. The free points for the endless spell is fantastic. Um, you don't have to cast with the Trogg. It just gives you the ability to cast with it.
Hmm.
So like you can take the endless spell and have another wizard cast with it. It's just free points. It's essentially just giving you a free in the spell, and I think most of the
Hmm.
spells in this book are fantastic.
Yeah. My favorite one is the one that can give. You combine it with adding more wounds and make yourself a monster. Because I
Yes.
just love the idea of the Trog. All right, heroic action, I punch you. Monstrous action, I
Yeah.
stomp you.
How many
Heal.
times? How many times last year did we like? Did someone ask me? Oh, the Krog's not a monster. I mean, now you get to make
Oh
it a monster.
gosh, yeah.
So
It's like he is now.
yes, yeah, totally, 100%. All right, let's go into the artifacts. What did I do here? Moonlight artifacts. I did A- for the Grot ones. I thought they were all pretty decent. It's kind of hard to choose what artifact. Kind of like the command traits.
Yeah,
Um,
like they all have
yeah.
some use everywhere. And like none of them are like stand out like I have to choose that one, but all of them are good in their own way.
Yes. I don't think any of them are meta breaking, but I definitely think they are very, very, very decent. Definitely my standout is the Squig one, just because I think that's going to be a very often used list is Squigs, and I think that's just fantastic. It's just a fantastic
Hmm.
artifact. Any in particular for you, Cameron, on the Grot ones?
So I think the loon teeth caps, the squig one that you're doing is probably my favorite out of all of them. but also the Leering Git Shield, the one where you have if your opponent rolls a 1 to attack me, they take damage.
Oh
Because
yes,
I
so
don't believe
good.
it says it has to be with a melee attack. So if
I don't
someone tries
think
to shoot you
so.
with a crap ton of like really really bad shots, and they roll a whole bunch of ones. All right, they start taking damage.
Yeah, it's any attacks. And then if it's slain, they get -1 to hit for the rest of the metal. That's so good.
How
It's decent.
dare you kill my Mangler Squid?
Yeah, so good, so good. Um, Trogg artifacts. I did a B plus. There's only 3 of them, and so it's not as many as the other one. But I mean, I guess Trogs. There's not as many as goblins, I guess. They're all decent. They're all pretty decent, but obviously Pet Gribbly is my favorite. What a cool pet to have, Pet Gribbly. It's such a cool idea. This is the one where onto your bear and you get it, roll dice on one. So this is where you get to squish Gribbly, and if you do, um, you get to add 1 to hit and wound rolls for the rest of the battle, which is pretty good on a Trog, right?
Yeah. Well, when you start using Pet Grizzly, I want you to make a little miniature
I
of
know.
just, I don't know, a tiny little,
Yes.
like, horribly ugly but adorably ugly pet, and just as a little token next to him.
Yeah, there is a um commemorative Chaos Ultra Lord that's got a bunch of those
Oh yeah.
little tiny things. I actually got one, so maybe I'll use it for that. But yeah, every single time I think of Pet Gribbly, I just think of a little tiny pet that he's got next to him.
I still think the one that a lot of people are going to use is not the Pet Gribbly. They're going to use the Glowy Housets,
Yeah, yeah.
the one that gets a 4-up ward.
Yep,
Just because there's a chance you can give a 4-up ward to your general for the entirety of the game,
yep,
and then you do the command trade. They have 14 wounds. They're healing every turn. They're punching you every turn. It's just going to be such a pain to kill and punish you for not killing him.
yep. I agree. Spider artifacts. I said B minus C plus. I think these are the worst of the artifacts. Again, I said there's, in regards to the other ones, I just don't think they're as good. They're okay. I definitely think the totem is probably going to be the most used. I
So
think that mortal wound.
I don't know. I have to disagree with this. Like I think only the nibbly itty ring is like not that good. That's the one that gives you a once per game plus to cast. But the other ones is like only unmodified 5s and 6s can hit you. That is so good. You
No,
put one
but
of those giant plates on the field and say, "All right, good luck killing me."
no, it's got. Well, no, it's got to be. Uh, yeah, so it's only Scuttle Boss. You can only put this on the
Ah,
Scuttle Boss, and that's why I didn't like it. I
you
actually
know what?
think,
I didn't say that.
yeah, I
You're
actually
right.
think the Niblas actually might get more play. I think that that one time you need that spell, whether it's Hand of Gork or something, well, I guess you couldn't give it. I guess you couldn't give Hand of Gork because it's on Spider one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think they're very good. I think they're the worst of the artifacts. Um, yeah, side dinner plate for sure. Any other thoughts on the artifacts?
All right. I begrudgingly agree with you. Only the totem's really amazing in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's. I think that's the only one that people are gonna take. Honestly, for a spider based army.
Because whoo,
Um,
that totem is gonna hurt.
I know. Well, if you roll well, we'll get to that in a little bit. But I want to play with spider so bad. I just don't think. I just don't know about that army. I'll have to play test the crap out of it to see if it's worth it. I just don't think it's good. Um, Spell lore. The Grot is a decent. I say itchy nuisance.
It's a whole bunch of like mild buffs to mild debuffs. Like there's the spell to make your opponent with an 18 and have strike last. Like that can work, especially if you're
Yeah,
doing a whole bunch of like small units.
that's what I did. That's what I picked as itchy nuisance. I think that was the one that I think people would take the most. That, or obviously Hand of Gork is always good. Teleporting is always good.
A teleport is always good to have in your back pocket, but it's a 7 cast.
Yes, that is
And
the
that's
problem. Here's the other issue with the Hand of Gork, and this is why I didn't put it on the standout. I think, and we're doing all of these rankings in this GHB setting, right? I
Mhm.
do not think Hand of Gork is very useful in this GHB. I think most
Yeah.
of the objectives are very cluttered in the middle, and I think with what you have and the speed that you do have in this book, I don't think the Hand of Gork is going to be good. I think maybe to do a cheeky teleport in their back line or something, sure, but
Like
I
I still
don't.
I still see a teleport is always useful. No, like no matter what
Yeah,
game you're
yeah,
playing, a teleport can save you. That can score you an objective. That could score you a battle tactic. Just it can put it in the back of your opponent's mind that hey, I can move behind there. Like I could see you doing this with Shudas and just setting it to your opponent's back line, take objectives that way. Or even better, you do it with Stabas, and since they can be 9 inches and take objectives, boom, you just stole an objective from pretty far away.
yeah. That's fair. Totally fair. I can see that. Movement always wins games, right? I do think there's. I mean, when you were playing ogres for LVO, I mean, movement, right? You
Yeah, it's
had
all
so
about
much of it.
movement.
Yeah, yeah. Any other standouts for you for the Grot lore?
The Hand of Gork's like the good one, but everything else is,
Meh.
yeah, it's meh.
The
Like they
reroll
have a
charges, meh.
they have a damaging spell, but it's 12 inches and it's an 8 cast.
Yes, yes. Not
Like
a fan of
it's
that.
it's not
And it's
happening.
just because you can potentially get rid of an artifact. I don't. I don't see myself using that.
Eh, Yeah, agreed.
All right. Next week, the Spider Lore. This so just decent. I didn't think anything was earth shattering. Obviously, the one that's always going to be used is the curse to bump those. Oh, this is not bumped in the mortal wounds. Which one is this? Why did I pick this one?
So it looks like
Oh, this is the 1 and 2.
no, yeah.
Um,
So hits of 1 and 2 always fail against you, and
and I
saves of 1 and 2 always
that
fail against
it's
you.
that part. It's the second part where I think this becomes a decent spell. Um, the 1s and 2s, funny enough, I actually had an ability. This is when we'll get too far into it, but Cameron, you remember this? I was playing Nomads against you,
Oh
the
gosh, yeah.
Feast Masters, the just to test them, right? And they have a similar ability for hits miss on 1 and 2s, and it wasn't very earth shattering. There, I mean, it didn't come into play
No,
very often. You have to have a really good unit
the
to cast that
worst.
on.
Yeah, the worst that it makes it so is your opponent doesn't do all-out attack.
Correct. Um,
That's all it does.
and then, but the save part of this
Oh yeah, you put
is
that on Archaon, you put that on
yes,
anyone that's
yeah,
a really big tank buster, and then
yes,
boom, you just start throwing attacks at him.
yes. I definitely think um, the save part of that is very good. I also think free movement. Again, movement wins games. I think the free movement spell is also very good.
Oh yeah, I would choose probably the Scuttling Terror, the free movement one, and then I would do the 1 to 2 to hit, just because movement wins games,
Yes.
and if I can get my really buff spiders into combat faster, then well, look at that, I'm in
Yeah.
combat faster. I
Yep.
hit you
Agreed.
first.
Yep. Agreed. All right. Let's move on to the sub factions. I just listed. I only did this only this one. Yeah. Right. Okay. All the sub factions are pretty decent. Minus the spider one. I think it's.
Yeah, I don't like that spider one.
I think
It's
it's got its gimmick, sure, but I don't think it's very good. Jaws of Mork, I think, is going to be the number one that people pick. Put that in S tier because I think we're going to see it the most. Followed by maybe King Gitz. And then if you're running Trogs, you're going to obviously just use Mega.
yeah, I see that exactly in that order where it's going to be Jaws of Mork, King Gitz, and then the troll one, the Glog's Mega Mob. Even though, in my opinion, the Mega Mob's my favorite because I love trolls. But if I was going to be playing in a competitive setting, Jaws of Mork, just for extra attacks and all the things I can get attacks off of.
So this is a good um, side tangent on the Mega Mob. So I think people are over enthusiastic about this healing, right? I do think it's good. I
Hmm.
think being able to heal multiple times is good. I think that's fantastic. I don't know how good it really will be. I think if something goes into you, I mean, maybe with Trogs going down a save, maybe that will help. I
Oh,
mean,
I don't see this good on like actual like the base units of Trogs. What I see this really good for is the heroes. The
yes, I
hero
agree.
with 12 wounds that
Yes.
if you don't kill me, I'm going to punch you in the hero phase. Oh, you
Yep.
have 2 units, you hit me with one, I survived. Oh, I healed D6. Then you attack me. Oh, I'm not dead. Now I'm going to heal another D6. Then I'm going to fight you and heal another D6. It's going to be so hard, especially if you are able to get that 4-up ward on them. Like I am scared of the Troggoth, the main hero for Trogs, with all of those buffs just stacked onto each other. It's going to be so hard to kill that thing.
I will say, I hope they FAQ is damage output because it doesn't make any sense. The fact that I think everyone has talked about this, but the Dankbolt Trogoths have a D3 plus 2 or 3 damage profile, and then for some reason the Trogboth has a D6. Um, I don't understand that. I hope they FAQ that. It's dumb. The very least, the Trogboth should be way more um,
Yeah, right now
killy
he's
than
tanky, but he is not killy at all.
yes, yes, agreed. So I think if you're taking a bunch of Trogos, which you're probably not going to, Dankle Trogos, or if you are using the boss, I think the healing is decent. But I think for the regular ones, I just don't know how good it is. It's still good, but I don't know if that subfaction
Yeah,
earth shattering.
yeah, it's the same thing as like Soul Blight to Blood Knights. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
Same thing as like what are the Crypt Horrors from Flesh Eaters. It's okay. Like keep it in your back pocket, but it's not going to be earth shattering.
Excuse my dogs in the background. Or I could just call them, so they're gonna bark and crazy. All right, let's move on to the grand strategies. All right, this we might have a I know for the battle tactics, I think we have disagreements, but for the grand strategies, uh, whatever. I don't think any of these are particularly great.
Oh yeah, the only one I see out of all of them is like the Protect a Shrine, where you have to keep your Loon Shrine in the back corner and never use it, but then you're never using it and you're not getting all of its effects, and I don't like any of these.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty garbage. I think you could take a GHP one and you could go that route. I don't think any of these are very good.
No, not
All
at
right.
all.
Yeah, so we're just gonna move on. Those are all pretty garbage. All right. Battle
Take the
tactics.
GHB.
Yeah, take GHP. Battle tactics. I had a couple of them that were decent. Stab 'em in the Dark and Moonlight Raid, I think, are decent and doable.
I
Venomous
like these
Assault.
battle tactics. We were talking before. I like them. Like, yeah, there's like one or two that you're just never going to be able to do, but that's with every single book. But when I compare book battle tactics with each other, like I find these ones on the higher end of the quality.
Yeah, they're okay. They're okay. You know what? They're one of those things where you can look at and be like, can I do any of these this turn? The moon is in the middle of the board. Great, I'll get an objective and get an auto
Yeah,
battle
because you
tactic.
put the star at the Follow the Moon one. That's
Yes,
like a free battle tactic
it
once
is.
per game.
Yeah. No,
It's just
it
once per
is. It
game. What
is.
am I going to do? I'm going to do this one.
Yes, agreed.
I can bank all the other battle tactics that are a lot of them are especially in this GHP, a lot of them are a lot harder. Just put it in the bank. We're good.
I still agree with Vince Trella on this from Warhammer Weekly, where I'm not a fan of these the grand strategies and the battle tactics in the book.
Oh,
Um,
grand trays are horrible. Just no, don't
I
even.
I think it becomes there's too many options, and I think new players when they try to play against something, they don't know these very well, and you have to learn other people's armies' battle tactics and grand strategies to counter them. That
Yeah,
I'll never I just don't know if I'll ever be okay with book battle tactics and grand strategies. It's just the personal opinion, but you know they're there. Might as well use
y-
them.
yeah. especially with the new GHP, as I'm like making lists, I have to look at all of these tactics and be like, all right, I need to be able to do some of this. Like I'm making a Soulblight list, and it's just all right. I'm not. I need to have some GCs because or else I'm not going to be able to. So I look at all the tactics in the book, and so I was like, okay, I think I can actually do this. And like follow the moon, that's a good one. Straight, you could do in any game, no
Yeah.
restrictions.
Yeah.
Stab him in the dark. You could do that almost in any turn except like 1 or 2 turns,
Yeah.
and it's not that restrictive at all.
Yeah. It's just
Then we
having other players know what you're doing. That's where I feel like it becomes too cluttered. Because as a competitive player, even whenever someone tells me they have a book battle tactic, I have to be like, okay, well, what's that?
oh
And
yeah,
you half the time you don't even believe what they're saying because it's like, okay, cool, I guess that's just an auto complete. And I
yeah,
just feel like
agreed.
I feel like trying to play the meta where these are is difficult, especially for new players, right? So it is what
Yeah,
it is. I wish Games Workshop wouldn't have done that, but it is what it is, and if you can use them, go for it, right?
yeah, I agree with that. Like, there's some armies I feel like okay, there's some very auto include. There's just nothing I can do about it. Like playing against Zinch and being able to keep the fate dice equal to 9. It's like, all right, you made your grand strategy from the very beginning of the game. There's nothing I can do about it.
Right. Thanks, Vaughn. Appreciate the follow. About time you followed. Just joking. Um. All right, we'll go into the core battalions. This is garbage. Just no one's gonna use this.
Yep.
It's garbage.
Congratulations. Next.
Yeah, it's garbage. Literally garbage. All right, moving on. Okay, so I separated these Warscrolls, and again, we're not going to go through all these, right? Let's
Hmm.
could read them. And give me your best ones. We'll pick. Give me the best ones of the ones that are shown, Cameron. But I
All right.
separated these in Grots, spiders, trogs, and squigs. So we'll just go through them.
Well, immediately you have like the best ones straight off the bat, which is Scragrot and the Gobblepalooza.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love
So
those models. They were the first models I bought for Gitz. They're still not painted, but I absolutely love them, and they are ridiculously good.
yeah, so let's talk about a couple of these, right? So Scragrot, I think is an auto include in most lists. I don't. I know. I remember seeing Tyler make a post about this somewhere where he was like, "You're not really going to use Scragrot in X list," but I don't know. I disagree. I think Scragrot for his points, for
It's a
how he
hunt.
uses
Yeah,
utility, I think he is a 100% auto include. I think you're going to see him in every list. It's going to be obnoxious. You're going to have to put something towards him to get rid of him because his utility is just too good in this army.
yeah. He's a double spellcaster straight off the bat. Plus, it's the spellcast. He has that sniper spell, which is going to be
Yep.
great to
It's
kill
fantastic.
GCs.
Yep, fantastic spell. I think
And
it's
he,
24-inch range, right? Isn't that what
yeah,
that is? Super good.
and he has the, isn't there? He's considered to be under the light of the full moon, like within 12 inches, something like that.
Yes, he's got a 12-inch bubble around him for the moon, which is fantastic. I mean, everything this guy brings to the table is fantastic. It sucks that he can die pretty easily, but he's not going to be considered a GC, so he's going to be shot off the board instantly, right? So it's going to be something where you're going to have to protect him pretty well. But
Oh yeah,
he's
definitely.
he's 100% auto include. I don't
It,
see
my
any list where I don't use him.
Yeah, my favorite thing is the moon on the stick, the 12 inches of the light of the bad moon.
Yeah.
That's battle tactic. That's
Yep.
being able to do a whole bunch of stuff
Yep.
just from him being a presence on the board.
And he gets a free command point that he can spend for no reason. Because why not, right?
Oh, didn't even see that. For
Um,
160 points every day.
yes, every day. I think he might get a point increase.
Oh, I
Um,
100% see that.
what did you say, James? I know is probably isn't worth outside of um. Oh, for an ally, I didn't think about that. Yeah, you know what? For his spell alone, I can see an ally for 160 points.
Yeah, 160 points for a double caster,
I can see it. I can see it.
pluses to cast, 4 up board.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it.
I will agree with you on that. I definitely think you're probably right on.
I could
Let's
see
talk
210
about
points, definitely.
yeah. Let's talk about the the Gobblepalooza, because that, oof, boy.
Oh,
This,
absolutely love it.
yeah, this is an FAQ waiting to happen. There is no way that this is going to stay where it is not unique and a hero. I think they're going to give both keywords, and I think they're going to be able to take one of these, and I think they're going to give them a hero keyword or a leader keyword or whatever. Um, there is no way, because here's the problem, right? Is people are just going to spam the Gobblepalooza. The
I
buffs on
don't.
this thing is outrageous,
Oh,
and
it is. I don't think they're going to give it the hero keyword, but I think they're going to give them the unique keyword.
they got to at least do that because people are going out and going to town trying to get a bunch of these. You can't get them anywhere right now because people are
Oh
just
yeah.
they're just going to town on these things.
One of my favorite ones is what is it? You get 10 Gobblepaloozas and like 3 Shootas and just
Yeah,
shoot everything off the board for
yeah.
10.
I mean, the fact that you can stack the Rens and stuff, fantastic. And I think this is useful. I think it's a good thing. But
Oh,
boy, it
100%.
needs an FAQ. I think it the people that go out there and just start going to town on Gobblepaloozas, I hope like having a bunch of Gobblepaloozas sitting around because I cannot see a world where this doesn't get FAQ.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Yeah.
But out of that list, I think the only one that I think really is also a good standout is the Loon Boss,
Mm-hmm.
just because of his all-out attack command ability.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Yep, he's very decent. He works for a GC, so it's hard to kill him.
Yep.
I mean, if they make him unique, though, James, then you don't have to worry about the stacking, right? But regardless, it needs to be fixed, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go on to the next ones. I put Zarbag on this one as my standout.
I don't
Um,
know about Zarbag. Tell me a little bit about him.
all right, so Zarbag has, I think his spells are good. He's a 2 cast. Let me go see what price of this was. I think it's pretty cheap.
Let's see. I'm
So
looking at it. He's only a
180.
one cast.
Oh, is he a 1 cast? Okay, 1 cast. 1 cast, but he's got 2 spells, and they're both pretty decent. 18-inch, casting value 6. Pick one enemy hero, invisible until your next hero phase. Ignore positive modifiers to hit and wound rolls for attacks
Okay.
made by the hero, and ignore positive modifiers to save rolls.
18
So
inches. Okay, yeah. How many points was he?
180 for him and his little gits. I think that spell alone is fantastic. His
Yeah,
other
agreed.
his other one is a casting value 5, range of 9,
It
so not great.
looks like it forces
Um,
a retreat, though.
yes, no, but this is good.
Yeah, both of those spells are amazing.
But yeah, you can retreat and do a rally on a 4-up with the light of the moon. Fantastic. I do think Zarbag is fantastic, and I do think we'll see him more often. I would definitely consider him in the list as. I think he's good. I think he's very good.
I could see him being used, especially with the extra ones, but I like I don't see him being game breaking or anything like that. I could agree with the B score with it. Like he's good, but he's not amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, 180 points is pretty steep, right, for something that's 6-up save, 5 wounds. I think it's 4-up. Oh, he doesn't. Does he have a ward even? Oh boy, he doesn't have a ward.
No,
Oof.
he
It's
doesn't
pretty
have a
scary.
ward,
He's pretty
but
scary. He's down
he
pretty
does
quickly.
have the bodyguard, if I remember correctly,
Yes, he
from the
does with the
Zarbag
gits. Yes,
Gitz.
he does. I think it's on a 3 too. Yeah, it's on a 3.
Yeah.
So I do think that spell's super good though. Not being able to what was the egregious I think Visa Chaos? No, that was you can't use a command point. What was the one that did something similar where you couldn't change positive modifiers to
Oh,
save?
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember where it is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
It's super good. It's extremely good. All out save is or all out defense is just so good. And to prevent that is fantastic, especially in a Gitz army. So that was my standout. Anything on here that
The
Sneaky
only other thing
Stufflers is gonna be a
I'm not sold on sneaky snufflers. They are one-time use, maybe twice in an entire game for a maybe buff for the sneaky snufflers.
okay. Okay.
I just don't think it's worth it to put that much on the line for a maybe once per game, maybe twice per game.
It's a 5-up board is what they get, right? It's a 5-up board. If they get a 6-up on the dice rolls, you add 1 to the attacks.
Yeah. Which, if they're in the light of the moon, which you just put them next to the terrain, so they're always going to be on it, it becomes on a 2-up they get a 5-up board, and on a 5-up they get a, what, +1 to their attack, something like that.
Yes. Yep. I
But
think
that means
it's
that they are stuck next to the terrain
yeah.
feature, or
Yeah.
stuck next to someone that gives that buff.
How much are these guys? I
And
think
they
you're going to
can't
see these
move
guys
either.
more. Yeah, they can't move. That's the big one. That's why I think it's kind of like a one-time deal where you're going to use this. It's 110 for 6 of them. For
Like, yeah,
110 points though, getting a 5-up board.
people will see them, people will use them, but I don't give that much stock into them.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's a fair point. I give them a B minus. I don't think they're going to be used in every list. I think you're going to see more of them.
Like,
But
I see him for first turns, put him on a squig herd, but then it's 110 points for a one-time buff.
yeah, yeah,
That on that one game you really need it, you're gonna roll a 1 and it's not gonna happen.
yeah, that's fair. That'll be me. I will put this in my list, not get the buff, and then it'll be awful. So, and it's on a mirror too. So that's. I mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Right. So then, obviously, also just a real quick mention: the Fungoid Cave Shaman, decent. For spellcaster, he's cheap. Sure.
Oh, hella cheap. He is so cheap.
Yeah.
He's amazingly cheap.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're going to get before we get into this, and I'll actually have you talk about it. I'm going to step away for just a second, but okay, here we go. This is where me and Cameron disagree on this, and this is something that I don't mind changing, but you got to sell it to me. Let's talk. Let's talk Spore Splatter Fanatics.
All right. These Spore Splatter Fanatics, they're like Fanatics where they always attack first. However, you don't put them in another unit, which, yeah, you are not taking them for their damage potential.
No, they're definitely not. Not in
What you're
comparison to Loon Smashes.
No, not at all. What you're taking them for is a relatively cheap screen to be able to block line of sight for something. In first turn, you use them because they get that free movement of 2d6 to be able to block line of sight.
Okay.
And for the amazing, amazing ability to add +1 to the attack characteristics of things within 9 inches. Because
Yeah.
the more I look at it, it's like, all right, you know, it'd be really great if they had more attacks. A Troggoth. They only have 2 attacks. You add 1, you just add 50% more damage to them
Yeah,
right off the bat.
I think the issue is 9 inches wholly within. You gotta make. You're playing around them at that point. I think
Yeah,
you
but they're cheap. They're so cheap.
The thing is like when I take Spore Platters or Loon Smashes, I still think I take Loon Smashes.
They're because they are cheap. They buff your entire army. You know what's even better to buff? That Ale Guzzler that now has 3 attack profiles, all of them +1, and some of them have 4 damage on it.
You and the Ale Glazer. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate it.
It like +1 to attack on an Ale Guzzler is scary.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will move them into the. I will agree. Oh, hold on, I'm going crazy. I'll do it on here. So I'll move it into B. I do think. I do think they're probably better than a C. The +1 to attacks is decent. The moving at the beginning is pretty decent. For me, I take the Loon Smashes over them. Their damage potential is just so much
Oh,
higher.
I love Loon Smashes, but they suffer the same exact problem that Spore Spiders had, which is anything with a plus to charge, like the impact charges, is immediately going to destroy them. They can fight first, but you fight someone with a monster, and they're going to stomp you, do 2 damage, and you've lost.
Yeah, but you're not. That's not the way you're gonna.
almost half.
You're not gonna use them. Set these guys to a stab as something.
Oh yeah, but
And
if you want to get into combat, the charge and the stomp goes off first. There goes your damage.
yeah, potentially. I mean, you're gonna have choices to make there, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Definitely get what you're saying.
All right. Are you going to stomp the
I know you're not
Squig
gonna start.
Bounder,
Yeah,
or are
yeah,
you going to
okay.
squant the Loon Smasher
Yeah, yeah,
Fanatic?
yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I totally get it. Totally get it. Well, I want to do some practice games with Loon Smashes. Um, I definitely think Sports Bladder should come up for sure. I think there's a lot of utility there. Um, Me personally, I'm still taking Loon Smashes though.
Yeah.
I think there's green clear for Squigs. Yep, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, there's no argument there. I get you. I think C was probably too low for sure.
Oh, no,
Um,
don't get me wrong with all my arguments. I love Noon Smasher Fanatics. They're probably like
Gosh,
my
and they hit
second
like a
favorite model.
freaking truck right now.
Yeah, they're like my
D6
second favorite
attacks.
model in the entire book.
D6 attacks, fours, threes, minus 253. I mean, you ally in a marsh crawler. Oof. Oh, mm. Anyway, we'll get to the allies in a bit, but the only other thing I have on here, I know people are going crazy on the Snarlfangs. They're cool, utility, sure. I don't think they're that useful. Their
Okay,
shooting attacks
I
garbage.
love the Snarlfangs as a model. I
Sure,
absolutely
sure,
hate Snarlfangs as a unit.
sure, sure.
Like
I think they've got a little bit of play. You can do some cool movement shenanigans, but I think they're bad. I just think they're
they're
bad.
glorious screens that will do nothing but die.
Sure, sure. They remind me of Nobblers.
Yeah, they're
um,
nobblers that don't do mortal wounds and
yeah.
have less area, and they might be more expensive than nobblers.
Let me. All right. Going back. Let's also shoot a stabbas.
Uh,
I think stabbas are better. I think shooters are pretty bad.
I like Shudas just because of the sheer output that they have.
If you put them in, if you take Gobblepalooza, then sure, I'm with you.
Yeah, they're what 125 points for 20 shots that won't do anything.
Literally
But
won't do anything. They
I'm
won't do
thinking
anything.
about, all right, I'm going to shoot those 20 shots at some squigs with their 6-up saves. I might be able to kill a squig or two.
Sure, sure. I'm taking Stabas all day long. I think the 9 inch
All right, yeah, but
nine
you have
inch rule is
stabas,
fantastic.
and then I shoot you with the shootas, and then you lose your special abilities.
Are you gonna waste your ammunition on Stabas, really?
Yeah, what else are the shooters going to do?
Oh, you're talking about the shoot. Yeah, sure. I still think I would take Stabas over Judas. Judas have their place. Sure, you can do some chip damage, maybe. Sure. I think
Hey,
if you're
a
going the
damage is a
Gobblepalooza,
damage.
sure. Uh, I still think Stabas are better. And it's pretty cool. Shoot grabs up to 9 inches. Shooting all day, all night. Yeah, you would say that as a Lumineth player. Um, all right, we're moving on. Squigs. All right, welcome to the new meta, folks. This is where
Oh,
everyone.
squigs, glorious squigs.
This is where everyone's gonna spend their time in Squigs. So many standouts here. I think Squigs are going to be a force to be reckoned with um, in this new rendition of the book. The Squig boss is good. He's got great synergy with a bunch of with just Squigs all day. What was his crazy thing? If I can see it, because I read it and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I actually picked one up.
All of the squig things are all great. They're just, all of them have a use. All of them just can be able to do something to upgrade your squigs in one way or another.
The normal move in the hero phase for Squig Herd, fantastic. The certain
Hmm.
buffs that they get, like the 3 inch to the move, he is going to be an auto include Squig
Oh
Nest.
yeah, I see. Like taking 1 to 2 of them.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
so
they're
good.
so good. They're so good. You're gonna have your classic Loon Boss on Mangler Squig. He's fantastic. He's gonna have that 3d6 that he can do. He is definitely gonna do.
I I love the Mangler Squid combo. Just rush forward. You do the run because he's in the light.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
and then you do the charge, and then you do the 3d6 movement, and then you do the 2d6 movement
He's gonna be
away.
bouncing everywhere, and it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be. It's
I
gonna be
just
brilliant.
want to see how far I can make him move in one turn.
Also, the good thing to note from the old Battletome, they now have a built-in movement plus a
Yeah.
dice game instead of just a dice game, which is fantastic, much needed. They're actually more useful now instead of getting like 2 1s. You're like, okay, cool.
Of
My
of
squigs don't do
of course
anything.
he flies. He's a squig. Didn't you know all squigs fly?
Yes, they do fly. And then let's talk about the elephant in the room, Squig Herd. So, boy, has this created a bunch of problems in the community. Um,
Yeah, but what type of problems?
so the issue is I think people are worried that Squig Herd, if you reinforce them twice and get them to 36 squigs, it's 72 wounds to get through, right?
Yes, and if you don't get through that,
They're coming
then
back. And they're coming back in droves. They're coming back um, because of the little dudes, that are with them. And they get 3 of them, so it's D3 times 3. And then you also have the 4-up rally. I I think I think
so
I think they need a points increase. I do think they need a points increase, but I don't think they are broken.
I don't think they are either. Just for the fact that you cannot inspiring presence them. And I don't think there's
Correct.
a way
True.
for you to make it so that they can't not take a battle shock.
You could use a triumph.
Ooh, okay, that might actually be a good use for that.
Yes, that's exactly what I would use the triumph for.
And that would probably be the first time I will ever see that
Yes.
triumph too.
Yes. Correct. Same here. So I do think they need a points increase. I think they are a little low on points.
Yeah, 10, 20 points. I
I
see
think
it.
if you put these things in the GB battalion, these things are gonna just absolutely destroy things. Um, I think they do a ton of damage, and I'm all for it because I got a ton of these. So I have no problem using them, but I do think they need a points increase, and they need to fix that part of it. But
Hmm.
currently, right now, they're an auto include in a Squig army, and there's no reason not to. So,
Do like
what's the
what
price
is
for
it?
these? They're sure like dirt cheap. Aren't they? Like,
Yeah, do like 2 groups of 36 of these guys, and
so
then
good.
do a marsh crawler to give them that +1, so you don't
This
need
one,
all
yep.
that attack. And man, these things are going to destroy everything.
Yep, and then and then use them in the sub faction. I think they get the +1 to attack. Something. These guys are gonna be nuts. They're
Yep,
180 points. No, that's Squig Hoppers. No. They're cheaper than that. Where's Squig Herd? Where's Squig Herd?
they're like 120, aren't they?
How much these dumb things are? Oh, 120 for 12 of them.
120, yeah, just what I thought.
So
Yeah,
120 for 12 of them. That's so good. That value is so good.
uh, I see them going up to like 140. I think 140 would be a good one. But yeah,
Yeah,
two
I agree.
stack, 2 stacks of 36. That's what 720 points. That could be your battle line,
That's
and that
144 wounds though that you have to
yeah.
get through. Good luck
And,
getting through that.
and if you don't get rid of it all at once, there's a
They're
good
coming
chance
back,
that they're coming back.
and they're coming back in a lot. Like I get why people are worried about them, but I do. We'll see how it plays out. I think they will get a point increase for sure.
But I'm thinking like, what would I do with my other armies? I'm thinking like ogre maw tribes. I think 1, maybe 2 Stonehorn might be able to just wipe it out. Just
Yeah.
because they're gonna battle shock off the field easily.
Yes. Yep. Now they will, if they do battle talk, they're doing a 9 inch,
Yeah,
nine inch
you're gonna take
range.
damage.
Nearly wounds. It's insane. These guys are so good. I cannot wait to do these guys. I'm so excited to see this.
Yeah, the real thing is you're gonna battle shock off like 20 of them.
And then on a 2-up, is 2-up,
Yeah, do
they
it.
do a mortal wound with anything, any pick something with 9 inches.
Hmm.
The value is insane.
And then during your turn, you're gonna bring them back at half strength right next to your
Yes.
then strength.
Yep. Exactly. That's the other
That's
thing.
what makes their
Yes.
value right there.
Yes. Yep. You get them back at half the and if you do something with if you have Scraggot, you can re-roll it. Like there's just it's just crazy. I can't wait to do a squig list, but I think the only reason I don't want to do a squig list is because everyone's going to do a squig list. But I'll end up doing it eventually. All right, we're moving on from that one. Anything else in here? I mean, those were the 3 that were standard for sure.
Yeah, out of that stack, yeah.
The Loon Boss on Giant Cave Squig is pretty garbage. The Auto Slay is cool, but that's about the only thing you'd use them for, and you take other things. So
Yeah, so for the people in chat, they can be resurrected in like 2 different ways, if
Yes.
there's actually any of the handlers left at the beginning of your turn on a 2-up, D3 come back per handler. And then also one of the generic just abilities Get is you can bring back a destroyed basic unit like on a 4-up at the end of your turn.
Yep.
And put him back at half strength, but there's ways to do it twice every turn and then be able to re-roll that every turn.
Um, Lumineth are still good. They're actually. I don't know if you've looked at the just a side tangent because Steven brought it up, but um, have you seen like some of the top fives and a lot of these new 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 GHBs? There's some Lumineth. Like it's
I haven't checked the new GHB like list
stats.
yet.
Like oof,
Yeah,
man, Lumineth is. I think it's going to be pretty good in this new GHB.
I'm sure they have a lot of GCs and a lot of
Yes, they do.
ways to be able to
Yeah.
do finicky things.
Yep. And I think isn't the lore master? Isn't he still non-unique?
I can't remember. He's
Garbage.
always yes or no.
Yes, literally, it's
Depends on
different
what the
different
moon
every
is on
month.
the turn. And
Yeah, for real. All right. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about. I know James just wants to go ham into Bounders right now. The reason I didn't put them at S plus because they are the best Squig unit in the game, right? I don't think there's
yeah, I
anything.
can agree to that.
The amount of damage they put out is insanity. That being said, the reason I did not put them at um, S plus is because these are going up in value. Or points. These are absolutely 100% going up in points. They will not stay at this point value, guaranteed.
Because what is it? It's that point value for 5 of them.
Yes. Yep. And just so we get the right points here, Bounders are 140 for 5 of them, and these guys. Let's go to their little profile here.
Let's see.
Um, they've got the +1 to, but no one's really doing it for the +1 to damage and the rend on the lances. Like, sure, it's fine, but they're like 3 attacks, 4, 3 -1 damage, and then all the buffs that you can put on top of them. Um, Insanity. They're a 4-up save, 2 wounds each. These guys are something else. Like they're
See,
really good.
all right. I'm gonna make James angry for a little bit. When I was making my list for Squigs Gits, I actually went away from Bounders and I actually decided I thought that Squig Hoppers were better.
Really?
Yes,
I don't
because
know about that.
you have more movement, you have 5 more models, and so if you are able to get the buffs off of them, you have more attacks and more area to be able to, and more attacks and easier to get to your opponent in that turn that you have those buffs.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I still think I'm taking the Bounders every day. I think
Because
you get 3 inch more movement, sure, but you're not doing mortals. You're not getting the +1 to damage and rend on them. They've got more attacks.
what
I
do you mean you're not
just
getting the mortals?
do they still get the mortals on 4? Oh, they do. They do. Okay.
Yeah,
No, I stand corrected. Yeah. Okay.
like because I'm thinking, all right, if I do the +1 to attack characteristic on them, that is 2 attacks. That's 6 attacks per model, 10 models.
And
That's
they're not even gonna get to the unit you get to because they're gonna get unleashed hell. All of them are
they
gonna
have
die by the time they get there.
they have more health than the Bounders.
No, Founders are 2 wounds on a 4-up save.
Yeah, and they're 2 ones on a 6-up save. They have twice as many wounds.
Oh, because there are 10 models
Yeah,
versus
because they're
5.
10
I get
models.
you. I get you.
Yes,
I think most of the community is going to disagree with you, Cameron. I think
you know what? They can disagree with me, but
I
when
think
I have
Boundary's still good.
20 models with 6 wounds each, and then every 6 to hit is, or I think it's every 6 to hit is a mortal wound, and then just all the attack buffs, attacks you can do it.
Gosh, man, I'm just looking at these things. You put them in the thing. You're getting you can get up to 4. I'm gonna make um I'm gonna make a buff list to see how just crazy you can make the boundary because I think these things are just insane.
Like, yeah, you're gonna lose hoppers very fast, but man,
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm down to play with both of them. I still put Squig Hoppers on a B minus. I think they could maybe go to a B, maybe. Um,
yeah,
and they're an expensive battle line. I'm sure they're
yeah,
okay.
they are a
They're
very
okay.
expensive battle line.
Yeah.
180 points, that does hurt them a good bit, but
Yes. 180 points is a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Cool. Mango Squigs still good, right? Still good. Still good
yeah,
monster.
they're decent.
I still take a
Prefer
loon boss, but
yeah, prefer the hero, but yeah.
yeah, agreed. Move on. Let's do the Trogg Warscrolls. All right, the other elephant in the room.
Oh, the Fellwater Trogs.
Yes, I unfortunately I have three of them. I only went heavy into the Rockets
I
last
see
Battletome.
them. I do see that they are going to be used quite a bit. I don't see people taking more than 6 of them though.
Well, maybe I see lists using 9 of them, like going crazy. I think they're
Yeah.
good. I think they're definitely good. I think they will be a staple in Trogoth lists. I definitely don't think you don't run any of them. I think they
Oh
um
yeah, they're too good to not use them.
yeah. This is the one where the positive yeah, this is the positive modifiers to say can't do anything with them. These guys are good. These guys are good.
Hmm.
Even the shooting attack, even if you I mean one attack each, but 2s, 3s, -2, D3 damage. Sure.
Hey, like even shoot like hell.
Yeah.
That's threes.
They're good. They're good. I definitely and you're gonna have to put a lot into them to remove them because they're gonna be healing. Right? So I think they're good. I'm a little bummed because I think the Rockets kind of got the chap a little bit. I think they're still good.
Yeah, why do you think that?
Because of Fellwaters, I think they're gonna move ahead, and I have too many Rockets. I
I
have
like rock guts.
I do.
I think rock guts like Fellwater have their uses, and like you definitely should use them, but rock guts, especially if you use that good old glorious spore splat over there, um they're like they'll do a lot. Let's see, that's 9 attacks at threes, -2, 3 damage each.
They get 2 attacks each. They come in threes.
Spore splatter.
Oh,
That means
spore
you get
splatters.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
5 up board. Like I could see them. Their save went up finally.
Yes.
Like I
Thank
could
God
see
it's
them doing
eventually.
good. And their ranged weapon isn't a their ranged weapon isn't one of those. It's on the war scroll, but it's not actually a missile attack.
No, it's actually missile tag now. They changed it.
Yeah, so you could actually shoot like hell with those now.
Yes, you can. Well, it's good and bad, right? It's good and bad because a lot of things that you can't. I would much rather it be an ability with the new GHP, right?
Oh yeah, with new GHP, but still.
Um, boy, you get Trogos to a, and I guess Fellwaters to a 3-up save real easy. Just got to be in the moonlight.
Oh yeah, and then that's without any other buffs.
Correct. So, I mean, you're looking at Rockets, 3-up save, 5-up
5 up
board.
ward. Yeah, take them in
Good.
packs of
And
6s.
you're healing twice around?
Hmm.
No, twice a turn if you're in
Yeah.
combat. Oof. Boy, try removing those guys.
Yep.
I think that's
A
the
brick in the field.
yeah, I think that's the list I'm going to use this weekend. Is I'm going to go heavy rockets just because they're built.
Non-stop rockets.
Yeah. I'm still trying to build all the other stuff. Cool. Anything else here? Dankle Trog Boss. He's going to
Nah,
be
not really.
your.
Oh yeah, I
So,
absolutely love the Dankhold being the general and just never being removed from the field ever.
yep. And his cluster attack profile.
Oh
So
yeah, he'll never kill anything except
I
through his
don't know
heroic
why
action.
they did that. You would think the general would be more. Whatever. It's fine.
Make him a monster, and then he'll kill more things out of combat than he will in combat.
All right, let's go to Spider Warscrolls. This is a bummer for me. Uh, I have wanted to use spiders for so long. While I do think they are quote unquote better, they're still garbage. I don't think they will do well in tournaments.
I think they're going to be. I think they're really fun.
I
I
think they're
don't think.
fun.
Agreed, they're not going to do well in a lot of tournaments, but they're not going to be just ran over all the time now.
I agree. I think they are better. I'm bummed because I think the community as a whole really wanted spiders to be better, and I don't know why they didn't give us more liquid spiders. Um, they're okay. They're okay for a person that rolls like crap. I'm not going to do anything with them.
Yeah,
But
the good
yeah,
what is it? The good old good old cruel boys being able, but they're just faster cruel boys at that point. Just hope for sixes. If you get the sixes, you win.
yeah. I
If
mean that's
not,
a
well,
that
dead.
yeah, that's essentially what they are. Is they're pro boys. So that's a good point. They're faster, right?
Yeah,
They've got some shenanigans they can do here and there, but for the most part, yeah.
you can roll a six and make a hero not be able to fight
Yeah.
if you want to give up your stomp.
I think obviously the in this list that we have on the screen, I think Web Spinner Shaman he'll be in every list. The movement spell he's got is fantastic. I also think the Web Spinner Shaman on Ragnarok is good. I think he gets it's the one where it's on fives, right? That do the mortals instead.
Hmm.
Yes. Add one to the number of rolls. Oh, it's adding one to the number of rolls. So I think that's also going to be a staple. Spider Riders are going to be your battle line. They're bad.
They have so many big spiders that all do roughly the same thing, but then there's just the web spinner shaman, which just does everything but better, and just
Yep.
you just always just choose the web shaman.
Yep. I mean, basically, that's where you're going to go. The Spider Riders are good because they're fast. I'll give them that, and they're cheap, but for the most part, they're garbage.
Cheap dinner
Um,
plates.
yeah, exactly. Scuttleblast is garbage. I don't see any interest in taking that. That might be a hot take. The Skitter Trance, okay, you can do some drop down things. And the biggest thing with the stupid big spiders is they're on dinner plates and they're going to be hard to get around, right? I mean, that's just sure. I do think the spider with the shooting attack can be decent. Having the move,
Yes,
even if
I
you hit
agree with
something,
that.
is pretty decent, pretty good.
And just because there's a chance for you to be able to get so many attacks from him,
Yeah, I agree.
the flinger, yeah.
Yep, I agree. So spiders, all in all, pretty bummed about it. Which they kind of got more of a glow up, but I'm still gonna try them. Still gonna try to take them and get good with them. You know, in the old Battletome, I took hits and they were pretty bad, and I made them work. So maybe I can do something with the spiders, but it's gonna be a struggle for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. Oh yeah, that's it's on here.
We talked about that flinger. That flinger's great.
Yes, Flinger's good. All right, Cameron, you're up.
All right.
You're up here.
Just
I
pick
gave it.
just picture it in your head, all right? It's just in your head. We have one Gargant. He rushes forward. He has a 3d6 charge, all right? And then he's going to go ahead with buffs going on. He's going to have 6 massive club attacks. All right, threes. Oh, what's this? He has a -2 Ren because a Gobblepalooza patted his butt and said, "Get in there."
Sure, sure.
Then we have 2 headbutts, fours, threes at a -4 Rend 4
Yeah,
damage.
that's pretty good. It's only one attack. It's only one attack.
No, Spore Splatter. You make that a 2 attack there.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. So you're going all in on the Alligator. You're buffing this guy to no end.
Just all you need is Ale Guzzler, a Spore Splatter, and then one Gobblepalooza. And then every single turn, just choose one Ale Guzzler and then throw him in. He's only 140 points. He's going to
Yeah,
smack something and he's going to make them cry.
the 140 points. It's pretty good value for. I'm
He's
not.
so cheap, and he's a Git, so you can give all the buffs to him.
I know it is crazy. We'll
And he's
see.
12 wounds for 140 points, and you
Yeah,
can give him a -4 Rend, 4 damage.
yeah. On two attack. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sure. He's gonna die at a pop of wind, right?
Who cares if he's going to die? He's going to hit whatever he wants, and it's 140 points.
Yeah, Steven needs 12 wounds on a 5-up save. So, not great. He's okay. I think he's okay. I think he's a B plus. I'll
And
give
you know what? When
you
he
an A
does
minus.
die, there's a good chance he's just going to deal D3 wounds to everyone around him.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that the oh no, that's the drunken one's the 3d6, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sure. But would you
He's,
take
he's
him or would you take I mean, you're gonna take a Gargant over him, right? Like a Mega Gargant, right? Like
Yeah, but Mega Gargant's like 400, 500 points. He's 140, and
yeah,
I could buff him.
you know, okay. Maybe some play testing there. Maybe some play testing.
He's just you take him, you throw your squigs in the first turn, and then the second turn you're like, all right, Ale Guzzler, you put down your beer, get in there.
Okay, sure. I'll give it to you. All right. Bad Moon, Luntrine. We'll just, I mean, basically,
You gotta play. You gotta play with it. It's just
yeah. I mean, you have to play with it. It gives you the regens of the units. The reason that I don't make this higher ranking, and honestly, I want to drop it down a little bit. This is going to be the main target
oh,
for your
100%.
opponent. Your opponent is going to take whatever monster they have and they're going to throw it straight at this moon. Because if they don't, they're going to have a lot of problems later, right? So,
But is that like a negative, or that just means that you have one free thing that your
sure.
opponent has to focus down?
I just, having the moon destroyed on me sucks. It sucks. It's real bad. It makes me feel real bad. So, I guess. I mean, it's still good. I mean, no matter what, you're going to play with it. If you're playing against Army, you're 100% going to play with this. You need it. But boy, this
And
thing
then
is going to be a focused target for any monsters.
and your opponent's not going to have a monster, and you're gonna go, man, that sucks for you and Freakits.
I would just say with this, you want to protect this with something, whether it's keep battle line or whatever. You're gonna want to screen this out as much as you can, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. On in the spells, we don't have to talk about all of these. All of these are pretty decent though. The Ragnar Cauldron's meh. I said it's meh. Scuttle
Yeah,
Tide is fantastic. I think it's better now because I think it's more dice, and I think it's. I don't know if it went down in casting cost or not, but
it's a
basically a
7
board wide,
cast.
Mortal Wounds bomb.
Yeah, you could just put this practically wherever you want, and then
Yep, and it's massive, right? So you can really
you just have
mess
to
with
screen
movement.
models.
Yes, yes, very good. It's very, very good. I think the mushroom's pretty good, and I think the Malevolent Moon is going to be very good.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
put
decide
that
you
light wherever you want.
exactly, if you decide you don't want to take Scragrot, this is a good alternative for that because I think it's pretty good.
Hmm.
So these are good. Anything else on those?
Nah.
Yeah. So I went through allies. Now this is gonna be crazy, right? But I went through all the allies that could potentially make sense here.
Okay.
So just just bear with me, right? But the only one that on here, Breakaboss and the Kiloboss, potentially
No.
useful. The Kiloboss is
No.
super cheap. It's
I would
130
just.
points for this.
That's true, but just take a unit of
I know, I
Trogs.
know. What are you gonna take out to put these in, right? I get it. I think the Breaker Boss is still pretty decent. Unfortunately, just because they have the Troggoth keyword, they do not get the bonuses because they're allies.
Yeah.
So you don't get that.
Take no normal Trogs. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, true. I just threw them in there because sometimes you come out with something that, you know what, maybe this could be useful, right? So,
All right.
all bad. Obviously, the standout here is 100% the Marsh Crawler. You're going
Oh
to see
yeah,
him in
Marsh
Stillness.
Crawl all day, every day.
One of the best allies in any army. +1 to hit
+1 to
bubble.
hit bubble of 18
Yes,
inches
18 inches. Insanity. And it's
for 150 points.
so good. No more all-out attack. You can spend it on something else that's more useful.
Yep.
100% very good. The other thing I didn't put in here was Megabots. And the current PHP, maybe maybe.
He is a very good one. He won't receive any buffs, but he's one of the best just GCs in general.
Yes, he's gonna increase his attacks and stuff if he kills things. He
That's
works
the
well
only
with the.
use that he really has, but
He's gonna.
he has a use.
Yeah, he's got to use. You could use him. I could see it, right? Yeah, War Guy Prophet, another one that you could potentially use. Meh. I mean, with the GHB giving him that, yeah, meh.
I guess.
Kragnos, obviously, still great.
I don't think
Still great.
he's 100% necessary. There's so many buffs you can give your squigs. Like yeah, he's good, but
Here's why I don't think he's good currently, and he probably should move down a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna make.
why is he not good?
And this GHB, I think he is worse off. You don't need the 3d6 charge in the new GHB. Again, these objectives are so dang close in the middle.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So I don't think Craig. I mean, he's still good by himself. He's still good, and you still get 3d6 charge. But yeah, I think he's better in something like ogres than he is in Gitz. I would rather take that 720 points and get something else. Right?
Yeah, he's just you need so many buffing in Gits to be able to make things like ludicrously good that spending 700 plus points on Kragnos just isn't worth it.
Yep, agreed, 100%. I'm with you. Okay.
And why do you need a unique Mega Gargant when you can have Ale
Oh
Guzzlers?
my
So
god, threw in the El Guzzler. Guzzler. And those spells, I just went through these just to see if anything's gonna be useful in here. They're really not. None of these are really
no,
useful. Any standouts here? Can someone explain to me what shards does? 'Cause I still don't quite understand. It on paper, it seems like it's pretty decent, but I never see this anywhere.
it's because it's a little bit hard to maneuver once you set it up,
Okay,
and that's the main reason, in my opinion.
okay, because it looks good on paper. But boy, I never seen this ever, so I just thought I'd put it in. Ravanax Snatching Jaws does have sort of a play here. Um, for the simple fact that you can have the movement in like the spider list. Sure, it might be
Yeah,
another hammer you could use in that list. And then Purple Sun, I put in here as a B as well, just because
-1 to save. That's all you need.
-1 to save is great. And in this army, in most of this army composition, expanded progs, like you don't care about the rend or the
Yeah.
save against you. Like you don't care. You're gonna die anyway. So,
If I die, I die.
right, right. I mean that's
I'll come back later
guardians.
at half strength.
Exactly. Yep. Um, thank you. I don't know who that is if I know you, but thank you for subscribing. Or yeah. What else we got?
Trogs for Soul Scream Bridge. You know what you could do for that Soul Scream Bridge is you can buff an Ale Guzzler, send it through, and then do a 3d6 charge.
Oh my goodness. You get what's the base on it? Is it? Oh, I guess you. It's not. Is it 6 inches from the Soul Scream?
It might be. I
Sure.
doubt
Sure.
it's 3 inches.
What's his
So
movement regularly?
what the Ale Guzzler?
Yeah, I'm actually curious. No?
He has an 8-inch
8 inch move.
move,
Great. Garbage. Um.
but you could Soul Scream Bridge and then
Okay.
3d6
Great.
charge.
I thought you're gonna sell me on that one, but maybe. Burning Head, sure, might be able to use it, but most of these are garbage.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got. So I think summary. Um, I think this is a very good third edition book for them, as most of the third books are in that Games Workshop's releasing. I definitely think we will see these more in the top 10.
Oh, agreed. Like they have some great synergies.
Yes, I think you're going to be able to use multiple subfactions. I think you can. I think soup armies are actually a thing. So
Yeah.
I think that's good. I'm still bummed on the spiders. I still think they didn't get enough of a glow up. Still kind of bummed about it, but
You'll
it is
see
what
like
it is.
1 or 2 spiders in a list. Like put a flinger into any list and they'll be good.
I mean, you can still get a skitter strand, drop it, move it in. It's such a big base that you're just deal with
Yeah,
that, right?
gotta block that movement with dinner plates.
Yeah, I mean, sure. And then I put in here as well because I think these are going to do better. I think there's going to be some price increases and some FAQs that come.
Yeah, there's like 3 to 4 units that are definitely going to get increased.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So anything else for the summary for the Gitz tome?
Nah,
I think we
we went
covered
through
it.
all of that.
Yeah. I think I wanted it to get it under an hour, but I think this was a good discussion. I don't again I don't want to go deep dive into every single one. I think we did a pretty good job picking up ones that we both think are pretty good and having that conversation of, well, this might be better than you think. And honestly, Cameron, you're
Mhm.
great for this because you are very good about breaking lists and coming up with things that a typical person wouldn't see. So it's good having you on here. And
I'm telling you, Ale Guzzler, Gobblepalooza.
I mean, Gobblepalooza is obviously. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think. So what else do we got coming up? All of the recaps for LVO for all the team members that wanted to do the recap are on the YouTube page right now. So please go check that out.
Ooh.
If you missed any of them, I think there was some good discussion on the recaps. And if you ever are wondering if you want to go to LVO with something that's a tournament that of that size, I definitely think you should go. Go check out the recaps. Everyone had a blast. It was
LVO is
fun.
so much fun.
Yeah. And I think from now on, we'll try to get these Tiny Toys Tuesdays coming up. We'll do Cast next week, I'm hoping. So we'll get some more people in for that. I don't know if James is still here, but I know he wanted to come on here and talk about it. So I am by no means a Cast player, so more power to anyone that wants to jump on. I do
I looked
find,
at them.
yeah, I do find their Battletome being absolutely awesome. I know there's some
Agreed.
bummers that people are bummed out, the summoning and whatnot, but oh boy, there's some good stuff in that book, and I think they still have some some grunt in that book for sure. Um, what else do we got coming up? I think that's really it for now. I just want to make the Tuesdays pretty consistent from now on. So this will be the time we come on, and you guys can come and chat. We'll have a good old
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it's fun being on.
Um, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that stuff. All the social medias are up there, so you know, obviously, if there's something that you guys want to see us do differently, please put that. I'll be reading the comments, and we'll get this on YouTube as well if anyone missed it. So, other than that, I think we're good to go. Cameron, again, thanks for jumping on, and we will see you guys all next Tuesday.
Yeah, and I'll continue to try to be on just so I can disagree with you even more.
Exactly. More people disagreeing with me. All right, everyone, have a good night.
Bye bye.